Joining us right now is the general manager of the Baltimore Orioles, Dan Duquette, who's up in New York. What's going on, Dan?
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm doing well. Orioles with a tough loss last night to fall 5-game back of the New York Yankees into the third place. When do you get to the point where, a 5-game lead is a little bit too much? Lots of time now, but we keep hearing that. When is it no longer a lot of time or a long season?
Well, we're going to play this season out. We've got a number of players that I think have a lot of good baseball left in them. And if I look in the book, I see that they've established a much better performance record for themselves than we've seen from a number of them so far this year. So I'm still hopeful that we'll get some good performances from our guys. And I'm really encouraged by the development of two players, Manny Machado and John Scope. These guys look like they're going to be really good players for the Orioles for a long time. Now, having said that, we need to get more production from our outfield, obviously, our corner positions, and we'd like to upgrade our pitching so that we can advance to the playoffs.
Dan, a lot of speculation with every club, of course, but we want to hear your thoughts on Orioles, buyers or sellers, no matter what happens this week. Of course, the deadline's coming up. I'm sure you're working your phone right now. We apologize for taking you away from it, but what do you say on that?
Well, I can tell you this. We're going to continue to build our ball club and add players. We're not in how we do this week is going to determine what's going to happen for the rest of our season. But I believe that this pennant race has got a good chance to be won and lost over the next 6 weeks, and we've got to get going if we're going to get back to the playoffs.
Dan, is it safe to assume in trade talks that everybody asked you about the availability of Kevin Gauseman, and could you ever see any situation where he would be traded?
Well, I can see tonight he's pitching for us, so I'm glad of that. And the way he's developing, I hope he develops into a top-of-the-rotation starter for the Orioles.
Dan, earlier you used the word encourage when talking about Machado and Scope, and I agree with you. And I'll take that word and I'll say I'm encouraged by what I've seen from some of the younger guys that come up from the minors. Are there other guys that could possibly come up and contribute this year? And in addition to that, tell us a little bit about the signing of Itchy Shoe.
Well, the players that we have at AAA, Dariel Alvarez we like, and I think he's going to make an impact on the team when he does come here. He's a Cuban kid, got good power, excellent arm, very good tools, the kind of player that our fans like. He's got a lot of charisma, terrific enthusiasm to come and play ball. The Chinese player, Itchy Shoe, he's got a nice left-handed swing, and he's got the kind of swing that plays real well in Camden Yards. He has good balance at the plate, and he's played for 5 years in the MLB program over in China. So he's a really dedicated kid. He's worked hard to develop his baseball skills, and he's the first Chinese player signed by a major league organization. So he's a bit of a pioneer, but we hope that he's going to be the first of many major league players to come to Major League Baseball from China.
Dan, you acquired a couple minor league pitchers that just recently joined the Norfolk Ball Club, Dana Evelyn and Andy Oliver. Give us a little understanding on why you acquired both of those guys and what are their roles down there and what can you envision them being maybe an opportunity to come here in Baltimore at some point this year?
Well, we lost a good pitcher in Michael Bowden. He took us out to go sign with another ball club, and we wanted to add some depth to our AAA team. Dana Evelyn has recast himself into a new role as a left-handed relief specialist, and we thought he would be a good player to have in the event that we have a need there later in the season or in September. Andy Oliver is a hard-throwing left-handed pitcher, got very good stuff, and if he can throw strikes, he'd be a very good major league pitcher. We also picked up a right-handed pitcher named Rodriguez from the Astros, who's pitching very well in Double-A, and he's a reliever with a good overhand curve and an excellent fastball. And we're acquiring these pitchers to give us some more pitching depth for down the stretch.
Dan, you put Steve Pearce on the disabled list today. He struggled. Why has he taken a step back, and how do you analyze his season?
Well, Steve had a great year last year, particularly in the second half of the season. He had a stint on the DL last year, and he came back from that stint and played very well. He's had trouble with an oblique muscle for a couple of days. He's going to go on the disabled list, and it's our hope that he clears up that issue, and when he comes back like the Steve Pearce of last year in the second half, who was arguably about our best player.
Dan, last year your rotation took off in the second half and just steamrolled. What about this year? What's the key to get the rotation back to what it was doing last year and pitching up to snuff?
Well, we've seen some good things from our rotation recently. Chris Tillman is coming around. Jimenez has been very consistent. Chen is a real plural, and we got some good work out of Gonzalez. Bud Norris has not pitched as well this year as he did last year when he won over 15 games and a playoff game against the Tigers where he was really strong. So we've had an issue with that number 5 spot in the rotation. We're going to give Kevin Gauseman a shot at it tonight. Hopefully he'll nail down that spot with a good game against the Yankees, and he'll continue to pitch well. We hope Norris returns to the form that made him a very good major league pitcher over the course of his career. And if those two developments come about, we'll have the kind of pitching that we need to get back to the playoffs. I think we have a lot of the material we have on this club if we can just get back to the form and the performance level that these players are capable of doing.